Hello, this is Sage, the Balloon Sage, and in today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to create these adorable baby shower balloon decorations with a customizable color palette. Although this design is a hybrid of twisting and decor techniques, it's actually easier than it looks, and like many of my recent designs, it's based on the classic balloon flower. All you need are 12 to 16 5-inch round balloons. A single white 260 forms the diaper. A skin tone 260 becomes the baby's body, and the design is crowned with a matching 5-inch round as the baby's head. Let's ease into this by starting with the base. Inflate 4 of your round balloons, 1.5 pumps each, up, down, up, using a high-quality pump like this Qualitex hand inflator. And give them up. Pair them at the nozzles and spin them together, forming the classic balloon building block called a quad. Inflate 4 of your round balloons, 1 full pump each, up, down, pull off, and tie. Pair them up and spin them at the centers, forming the second middle-sized quad. Finally, inflate 4 of your balloons, just a half pump each, up and pull right off. No air escapes as you tie off. You're going to pair these up the same way, spinning them together as the final smallest quad, which goes right on top. Cut off a small strand of curling ribbon. Tie it into the center of your largest quad. This will be the bottom. Then simply stack the quads, one on top of the other, pushing down, wrapping around with the ribbon in either figure eights, or you can go all the way through from top to bottom, securing the design, and coming out at the top. This is where we'll tie on the baby at the very end. Here we see the bottom of the balloon baby, which reveals itself as just a simple series of petal twists, much like the classic balloon flower. Inflate your white 260 about halfway. A petal twist is a simple technique, requiring you, at first, at least for the first one, to take the nozzle, bend the balloon over in a little bit of an arc, and twist off, controlling the amount of air trapped, making that petal twist at about 4 fingers in width. So we'll tie this nozzle through, and friction will sustain the shape. Let's make a second one. You can estimate it. There's different ways of sizing it up, making sure that it looks even as you go. There's the second. Make the third. Looks about even, maybe a little bit too big. You can even go back a little bit. Slight alteration to make it perfect. On to number 4. Measure it up. This one looks a little small, so we'll add a little more air. Add it in. And finish off with a 5th petal twist in white. Okay? And you always want to tie this through as well. Now, we're not actually throwing away the rest of this balloon. We need it for the rim of the diaper. And we're going to save it by tying it, putting it off to the side, all while holding the nozzle so that it doesn't come undone. And just tie that through the center, around all the petal twists, sustained by the friction, and then simply form it into this star shape. The skin tone 260 is inflated about halfway, same as the white. And we begin with I'd say about a 5-finger cylinder twist, looking like that. We're going to slide the bifurcation right between 2 of those petal twists. Coming out the top, and carefully taking this portion, spinning it through a bit, and coming back to meet this cylinder twist. Now, oh, I almost forgot. You got to make the legs, which are also petal twists. Now you can make them a little bigger, a little smaller, or the exact same size, which is what I'm going to do right now. Now, when there's a cluster of them, it's a little bit more difficult to add a few more in. In this case, 2 more. But you can do it if you practice enough. And with subtle manipulations, you won't pop any of your work that you've already done. So let's get this second leg in here. There's a white petal twist between the 2 skin-colored ones. In. Stick that right in like that, so it matches up. The adjacent cylinder twist that we're about to make acts like the baby's belly, and it's a little bit smaller because when you put the head on, you want it to aim forward so you can see the face perfectly. So make it a little bit smaller than the back, and just tie that nozzle nice and tight, spin it around, wind it through, and you can even tie it if you really want to, just to make sure. and onto the arms, which are cylinder twists as well. A lot of the same techniques here you'll find. It's just over 4 fingers in length, making a matching one. These are kind of soft. And pair them up. Twist them. Oh, this one's a little too big. Okay. Twist it. And we're going to slide it right over the tummy. And stick the, I guess for lack of a better word, shoulders into the sockets. With the arms coming down. Perfect. Now we need to get rid of the rest of this. Pop that off, send it flying, and just tie it in. There's probably going to be a spare nozzle conveniently right there. Grab the remaining portion of the white. Slide it around the waist like a belt. And there's different ways to fasten it in the back. My favorite way is usually just one bubble, popping off the excess, tying it in, and creating a pinch twist out of that bubble. That'll secure it, and you can just tie the straps right in to the rest of the diaper. And just position everything. Inflate the 5-inch round to your desired size. Tie it off really tight toward the inflated portion with a nice nozzle, because you're going to slide that in nice and flush with the top of the baby's body. You can actually lift the arms up if you want to. And I like to take the nozzle and tie it down into the actual center, or just stick it in, and it'll be just fine. As long as you reposition the arms, stick them in on the sides. There's the head, and all that's left is for you to use your creative skills to do the perfect marker art, face, hands, feet. I'm not the best artist in the world, but this is what I came up with, and I bet you can do even better. The final step is to fasten your balloon baby in place using that small portion of ribbon that you never cut off of your base. So pull up nice and tight, wrap around those pedal twists, down into the top quad, whatever you need to do to get it securely in place. Position, and that's all it takes for this personalized baby shower balloon decoration. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I had to kind of rush because I was really busy today, but I've got a ton of stuff on the way, so please subscribe, please thumb up this video, and I'll see you on the next tutorial.